There has been discussion of a rogue planet called Nibiru, or Planet X, that is on an elliptical orbit through our solar system, with various fear scenarios associated with it. Please define what they are describing and why there is a fear associated with it.
It's not a very precise question. There are many spheres in elliptical orbits that are transiting or accessing his consciousness. Nibiru, Planet X, the Annunaki thing. Okay, so we see the end of the world catastrophe scenarios. Understand that the catastrophe scenarios are deeply ingrained in the consciousness on this planet. There have been a multitude of catastrophes that have occurred on this planet that are deeply embedded in the consciousness here. And many of them stem from the polarity, the positive and negative polarity conflict that occurs and has occurred here for a very long period of your Earth time. And these are embedded in the consciousness. We see the Atlanteans, we see the Mu. We're trying to use your language here for these races that were here, the historical humans that had reached technology that could destroy the planet. And this has happened on 2 occasions where the technology was so great that the Earth was rolled up and realigned and started over again. And not all of the consciousness, not all of the beings were destroyed. Some were saved so that they could continue. However, the technology was erased because it was close to destroying the planet. And this is deeply embedded in the consciousness of this planet. And there have been several impacts to the planet that the third density consciousness has seen, that has caused calamities here, that have impacted the planet and skewed some of the rotations. And these things happen. It's just the way it is. Everything is left to its own devices, and we're at a point now where that can no longer happen, where things just can't occur. So these spheres that are in elliptical orbits that are coming through the solar system and exist within this galactic construct are remnants of things that have occurred that have been put in play, and these things are still transiting, and they come through. The Planet X Nibiru, I think it's a misrepresentation of fear catastrophe. There's the Annunaki boogeymen associated with a planet that comes through, according to what Todd has in his memories here. And he didn't really look too deeply into this because he could see that it didn't really have any validity for him, and he read it as a curiosity. So we're trying to piece together what is being talked about here. Understand that we are galactics. We are close to the God source, but we are not omnipotent. We are not watching the machinations of everything that happens on this planet, that we are just going to open up a book and give you the answer of everything you want. It's not going to work that way. The fear scenario that's associated with this planet, it's nothing to be concerned about. The things that the people are talking about are, again, fear scenarios to keep people in fear, to get people to read whatever it is they're printing, and to get them to think about fear and to be worried and to stay in a lower vibration. There's no Planet X that's going to smash into the planet, that's going to mess up the alignment, that's going to do anything like that. None of that is going to happen. It's nothing to be concerned about and nothing to talk about. I don't think we need to talk much more about that. There's a lot of fear scenarios out there. And again, we're going to state the history of the consciousness maintains a lot of catastrophes that have happened. And it's very easy to fall into the fear of these catastrophes that have happened, to suspect that they're going to happen again. However, we're telling you that the third density consciousnesses that are ascending the fourth density and the lower fourth density consciousnesses that are here right now that are changing are not going to experience any sort of catastrophe or any sort of devastation. And the important thing is to ascend beyond that so that you're no longer a third density consciousness and that you don't have to relive that one more time yet again. And that's why all of the messages are coming and all of the people are here to help, to get everyone to stop thinking about this lower vibrational third density catastrophe mess and ascend beyond it and stop playing this lower density game. Next question.
You had mentioned the Annunaki. Who are they?
They're a race that came here. They're a negative polarity race that came here and started messing around when they shouldn't have been messing around. They got through and they got in here and they started creating a little bit of havoc. And they're in some of the Sumerian texts here that Todd has read about. He doesn't have the name of the person that tried to decode these. They didn't quite get them exactly right. Stitchin, Zechariah Stitchin. That's the name that's in Todd's head. That decoded these Sumerian texts that started talking about the Anunnaki. They're just an alien life form that came here. They were a negative polarity life form. They were going to take advantage of the situation, and they were going to get the things that they wanted from this planet. And they were using the humans as the labor to get the things that they wanted. All of that is true. However, they're not here now. They're not coming back, and they're nothing to be concerned with. It's something that happened a very, very long time ago. It was stopped, and let's move on. Next question.
So they no longer play a role in human history.
They are not a role here. There are negative entities that are here that have meddled and given the technology that we have previously discussed. They are not the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are no longer a problem. They have been taken care of.